Hi, this is Pat Cosgrove, and I'd like to welcome you to Cosgrove's Cosmos. The website's been in existence for a little over a year now, and for a bit of time I've been threatening to start adding some short video content to my postings. Why short? Well, I don't really know what I'm doing with video, and I have no screen presence. So short is probably good for me, and it's probably good for you as well. What I'd like to do today is take a moment to introduce my latest imaging project. Messier 57, the Ring Nebula, is a favorite for amateur astronomers all over the world. I know I spent many years observing it with a small telescope. 3 years ago, when I started my astrophotographic journey, it was one of the first images I took a picture of, and a year later I tried that again. Now, neither of those images are particularly good. I really didn't know what I was doing, and it is a very small object for the scale of the telescope and camera system that I was using. But I've been thinking about trying to do it again and trying to do it a little bit differently. Right now, M57 is well positioned for me, and so I decided I was going to take on that project for first opportunity I had. But I was going to do three things differently. First, I was going to try to use the best telescope and camera that I have for that image scale, hoping for the best result. Second thing is I really wanted to go for some long integration time. For those who've been following my postings, you know that I'm wrestling with the local weather, which isn't very encouraging. And I'm also dealing with a lot of trees in the property, which give me a smaller section of sky that's available, which means that I can only get about 3 hours per target a night. So getting long integration times requires long stretches of good weather, which we just don't have. The final thing I wanted to do is I wanted to try capturing quite a bit of hydrogen alpha data. Most of the time when you see the Ring Nebula visually, you'll see the famous ring, and most images show that with a little bit more color perhaps. But I have seen some long integration images with hydrogen alpha that show the faint outer rings of expanding gas, and I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to see if I could capture that with a 5-inch scope from my driveway. So we recently had a spate of good weather, and the moon was out of the way, and I ended up getting 17 and a half hours spread over 5 nights. Now this is pretty amazing for this locale and for my skies to get that much, so I was pretty excited by that. But once I analyzed the data, I discovered that during night 2, some very thin high clouds came through, and quite a few images had a problem with star bloat, which was working against me. So I ended up culling about 2.5 hours of data. It's a terrible thing to ever have to do. It's painful, but I ended up doing it. Yet still, the total integration that I ended up with is one of the longest I've ever done, so I was happy about that. In the end, I think I achieved the goal that I was looking for. I got a decent picture of M57. I show the expanding gas that's shown in hydrogen alpha, and I rolled that into the red channel. And I hope you enjoy the imaging project. I hope you enjoy reading about the story and the detailed processing walkthrough that I now include in all of my imaging project postings. So thank you. If there's any questions, please leave comments on the posting, or you can always email me at contact@cosgrovescosmos.com. And I wish you clear nights and good seeing.